I just found out I'm an actual atheist when it caused me to break up with my Catholic girlfriend. My whole family is Catholic, so I am looking for an atheist people to tell me I'm not weird. Don't miss out on the fun. Hit subscribe button and join our community for more stories like this one. I was raised Catholic and stopped practicing as soon as I could. I studied ancient history in college while getting another unrelated degree. But I found Stoic philosophy through those studies and fell in love with self-reliance and logic while not neglecting emotions and intuition. Everyone else in my family is a Catholic to different degrees, but I'm the only one who didn't go to Mass. They are all also really normal people otherwise with a healthy faith-life balance. I held on to this. I believe in God and Jesus, but all the rules are man-made bullshit. But a month ago I started dating a super Catholic girl and she was honestly great at first. I thought I could meet her halfway, but it turned out she was super Catholic. Like you shouldn't take communion, you haven't been to confession recently Catholic. Like she was abused sexually and her mom told her it was her fault Catholic. So more than just Catholic, there are mental health issues at play. When push came to shove, I had to essentially come out as an atheist and make it clear that not only do I believe that all the rules are man-made, but that I doubt that God exists. More specifically, I am compelled to insist that if he does, he's certainly not the Christian God. And the biggest one, I don't want my kids baptized and raised Catholic. This relationship taught me the reality of my beliefs, and if I had known this at the beginning I wouldn't have begun really dating with her. All that being said, I live in the Northern Plains by choice. I love it here lol, and my family is Catholic, and the only atheist friends I have are super manly non-emotional guys who have a hard time talking about this or they live abroad. I just want an atheist's perspective on all this and to undo something this girl said: you'll never have a healthy relationship without faith involved. I hope you never meet someone because it will almost certainly lead to unhappiness. So based on that, I'm sure you can guess that there is a lot more at play than just her Catholicism, but that was honestly a huge part. It just happened today, but I need a woman atheist's opinion in all honesty. I have many sisters, no brothers, and they all are telling me I'll find my faith later in life, but honestly I know myself well enough to know I won't. I just want someone to tell me that this is a big enough deal to break up over. That it is a deal breaker on its own even if there wasn't the other stuff. Honestly, I was pretending to be someone I'm not to make her happy, dumb I know, and because I was a bit lonely, work from home, and all my really good friends live abroad, I threw myself into a relationship I had reservations about from the beginning, and it turned out about how you'd expect. DR was forced to confront the fact that I'm not just a non-practicing Catholic that could be coaxed back into the faith, but rather, a full-blown atheist thanks to a relationship. Need affirmation from the less God-loving crowd on this board. Edit. This might be so common on this subreddit, but I just wanted reassurance that it was logical for me to break up with this girl, and it is a good enough reason. Also, I'm 23 and this is only my second serious relationship, so I'm definitely learning. Edit 2. I'm super appreciative of all the support here. I needed this. Comments. You'll be fine. I got married Catholic and played along for years just to keep the family happy. But meantime I was learning more and more about science, and my husband was learning too. As time went by we both got farther from religion until I think it's safe to say we're both atheists now. Our morals and ethics have not suffered any, and we understand and respect each other much more than we did at first. We have family members who are happy, moral, ethical atheists, and other family members who are happy, moral, ethical Catholics, Jews and Protestants, different branches of the family. We also have crazy folks in each of those categories. I hope you never meet someone because it will almost certainly lead to unhappiness. Fuck that bitch. Christians. Atheism is bad because atheists have no morals. Also Christians. That quote. She was hurt and spoke in anger, but I do think it betrays how warped her perception of love is. I came from a Mormon family. I was so unhappy and I couldn't figure out why. I figured out when I was 15 or so that I didn't believe in that church, so I started studying. 15 years of studying later I have found absolute peace in being atheist like I have nothing else. I read about physics and biology and astronomy and feel like a perfect little cog in the wheel, part of the greater plans, way more than I ever felt like a daughter with God's plans. The number of atheists around the world is rising rapidly as people start understanding the tax scam that is a church. You're not weird. Reply. Wow. I applaud you getting out of Mormonism, although going back to Mass as an adult, Catholicism has its fair share of cultishness. I totally agree with feeling like a perfect cog in the wheel. I honestly think that there not being a God makes humans more special and the good things we do more purely beautiful and the bad things more awful, not less. And churches are out for your money. You'll never have a happy relationship unless faith is involved. My whole life people have told me the key to a long relationship is putting God first. My entire family is Southern Baptist. My boyfriend and I are both atheists. We've been together for a year and a half. You don't need a deity to tell you how to be in a successful relationship. As long as you have communication, respect, and love, you're good. Reply: I agree, and I think respect is a really important one. I thought we had it, but then I realized lying to her by saying yeah I'm Christian is not only disrespectful to her, but to me as well. Thanks for your input, it is really helpful. I loved all these positive messages centered on logic and reality. You're not alone. I was raised Catholic. All my family members and my wife's family are Catholic to varying degrees. I quit the church when it came time for my confirmation. Why? Because I had a realizing moment at a youth retreat. We were all in a large room on our knees praying as the priest walked around blessing us. People were crying and fainting and worshipping passionately, and I was sitting there squeezing my rosary till it made my eyes water so I could feel like I belonged. When it struck me what I was doing, I snapped out of it. I always had doubts and would question my catechism teachers and priests regularly in a respectful and inquisitive manner. But this shook me. I couldn't not see the gaps in logic that the entire church was built around. So I left. I never looked back, and my life has been so much happier without that quilt and fear the church instills in you. I respect people's wishes to practice whatever religion they choose as long as it doesn't oppress or devalue anyone else's. When strangers offer a God bless you or that's very Christian of you, I just say thank you and move on. There is no reason anyone needs to know your personal beliefs unless, as you found out, you are forming a personal relationship with them. I was raised Mormon and I am now an atheist. I took a class in high school called the Theory of Knowledge that taught me to think critically and demand evidence for every assertion. This naturally led me to abandon religion. Once in college, I took a class called the Philosophy of Science and the Science of the Supernatural, where I met lots of fellow atheists. Point is, we are around, just not as in your face as most religious type people. My significant other of 8 years is so-so about religion, nominally Christian at most. His mother is a gung-ho Jesus freak, especially since she lost an adult son in a car accident, and if she doesn't believe in heaven, then he is really dead, my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to try avoiding discussing religion with her in the meantime, but I know the hair is going to fly when she insists on baptism for the kids and a Christian wedding ceremony for us. No. I believe in logic and reason. I believe the earth is billions of years old. I believe that, as dismal as it sounds, we will fade into the oblivion of the universe just as quickly relatively as we came into existence. Our time on earth is it. Radical. I was raised in a religious Hindu household, but by an engineer and a dentist who emphasized the value of science and education. As I was growing up, I started to think that religion was crazy, and it made absolutely no sense to me why it even existed, because it conflicted with my understanding of science so much. People would believe these crazy things just because some book or some legend said so. Science and observable evidence explains my entire view of the world now. Being atheist is not weird, it just means your brain's need for a logical explanation for things outweighs your brain's ability to believe things blindly. Have any devout religious person discuss why 300,000 people can be killed by a tsunami, or 500,000 people per year die by cancer, or why Africa has starving children with flies on them, yet every athlete, entertainer, and anyone else in the public eye thanks God for all their blessings. Or why they pray for sick people or injured people or dead people, yet nothing happens, ever. The Christian God is a very cruel God if this was all his doing for a purpose. How about fuck that and fuck off? You seem very well educated and smart. You just question dumb shit and you want answers before blindly believing in an invisible man who had a son born by a virgin yet was actually himself. It's all bullshit, and you questioning people's deepest beliefs makes them defensive and feel stupid. Don't even try. Just surround yourself with like-minded, very intelligent people like yourself, and find your happiness. Fuck her and her pompous fake bullshit. Subscribe and hit the bell button for the best Reddit stories available.